In this video, I'm going to be going over 5 things that you should be doing, but you probably aren't. Now, I'm sure most guide videos will tell you, like the generic stuff, level up your units, level up your relics, which I have not done for Pillow over here. You'll eventually find out anyways. And so, because of that, I'm making this video now. This is going to be 5 things that, honestly, I don't think that many people are doing. I'm sure a lot of people who are expecting this first one, but this daily check-in right here. So if you click load more and you see all the rewards, as you can see here, this does give quite a bit of different rewards. And a lot of this is materials that are not that easy to get in game, such as these, which I'm pretty sure is to level up your characters, like the purple ones. I don't have that many of these. If I go in game right now, dude, I have 23 of them. And these also give materials to level up your relics and to level just everything up, like your traces and all that, like pretty essential materials here. And it doesn't give them in large quantities, but if you do this every single day, like long term, since this is a gacha game, chances are you're probably going to play it long term anyways. The rewards, I believe, change each month depending on how many days there are, but assuming there are 2, 4, 6, 60 jades per month, if you do this every day for 10 months, you're already going to get 600 jades right there. And so, like along with all the other materials, of course, and because of that, it kind of adds up over time. And I think because of that, this is definitely worth just it literally just takes one click. It's not anything like difficult, it's just one click. That's all it took. And so because of that, I think it's worth spending the extra few seconds every day to claim these rewards. And once you do claim them, they immediately they immediately pop up in your mail. So you can just claim it like that, and it's that simple really. For number 2, I don't think everyone's gonna agree with me on this, but I have not been doing a good job of saving these, because I've been obsessed with pulling on Seely's banner. I'm gonna stop now, of course, but I would not recommend spending these on pulls as soon as you get enough. If you just save up a little bit more, you can buy guaranteed 4 stars, and if you save up a lot, you can even get 5 stars here. And so because of that, if you don't care that much about the 5-star light cones, what I would say is save up either 140 at the very least or 380, so that if there's a 4-star that comes here and you really want it or it's really good, you can have enough to actually get it. And these are not even like the on like the rate up right now. Danhang and Serval, they're not rate up 4 stars here. These 4 stars being here is actually great because let's say for example I wanted Serval. She's a free unit. Nobody should be buying these two. They're free. But if I wanted Serval for whatever reason and she got a rate up on like a banner with a 5-star that I didn't want, it would be tough pulling because even though I would want to pull on the banner for Serval, I might there's a chance I might get the 5-star, which is not what I want. And so because of that, it's really convenient to have specific 4 stars here. And if this shop here is similar to Genshin Impact, then you should be seeing these two twice a year along with whatever other units are on there. I think every unit rotates twice a year, if that makes sense. So like what the month right now is May. Let's say maybe half a year from now, November, these two come back in the shop. You get what I mean? And so I would recommend saving these. And 5-star light cones, they're definitely a step up from the 4-star light cones, but I don't think it's not necessary. But if I would still recommend saving for 600 of these over spending them on these. And the math even checks out. So you can spend 600 of these to get a guaranteed 5-star light cone, whichever one you want to pick from here. And keep in mind, this shop does reset once a month. Or you can spend 600 of them to get 30 pulls. And if you get unlucky, with 4 stars, you might just get 3 hooks and that's it. Now for the third one, I'm sure most people do this, but I want to include this in the video anyway, since I know there are people who don't do this. Messages. There are a lot of them that pop up in the game, usually when you progress in Trailblaze missions or when an NPC wants you to continue a side quest. So when you either get a message or you see the little red dot like this here, just click it, and just go through the messages. It might be long sometimes, and sometimes it might not be. And so far I've seen 2 results for this whole like messages system. You'll either get 5 jade, which isn't a lot, but like I said earlier, it's a gacha game. This stuff will add up eventually, or it'll result in a whole quest, which I have a lot to do. So if you see those messages, just make sure you click them. And most of the time it shouldn't take that long, and when they do take long, they usually result in a whole quest. Now number 4, I believe, is definitely something that I wanted to include in this video, since chances are you've probably stumbled into stuff like this accidentally. But if you just run around the areas in this game investigating random stuff here, then you might stumble upon praises of high morals, which I forgot to include in my initial recording for some stupid reason. I also never explained why you should be going for these, so I'll be going over that now. The reason why these are worth looking for is because if you want to commit deeds that this game considers unethical, then you'll need a praise of high morals. Usually whenever you're thrown into a situation where you need a praise of high morals, it's something funny. I can't go over any examples now because none are coming to my head, but it's it's just a goofy item, and they're definitely worth looking for. I honestly don't know if you can find any in the Shenzhou Luofu, but there are definitely some in the first 2 regions, so make sure you go look for those. And now back to the initial recording. Now I'm sure people are gonna make guides for every single one in the game. You know, I'm too busy in my real life to no life the game like that. But I will list the ones that I have found myself. So there is one here, I believe. I could be wrong. I believe there's also one that you can get here. I think it might be this trash can. I could be wrong. And there's actually 2 of these morals here in this hotel. If you go into this closet, it is a whole thing. It is like a fever dream. And like I said earlier, you get 2 of these. That's how I ended up with 3 right now. And the last location that I know that has these morals is this thing right here. When you investigate it, you like whack it or something, and it ends up disappearing for a little moment, and you end up getting one of those morals. And that's the location for all the morals that I know. I'm sure there's a ton more in the game. It's just something that you usually stumble upon when you're looking around the map and looking into every little nook and cranny. Like, you know, most people wouldn't go all the way over here to this part of the map. Is that the glider from Genshin Impact? What? Now this, I'm sure most people who have gotten this far in the game already do, but this is, in my opinion, this is probably the most important part of this video, and this is just important in general, really. Point rewards have been refreshed, as you can see here. This is like an abyss sort of, and it has a whole bunch of rewards that refresh weekly. You know, you've got a decent amount of credits here. You got stellar jades, more materials to level up your relics, which in my opinion are pretty difficult to get. As you can see, I have 21 here, and these give 36. You get Herda bonds, which I'll go over in a bit. Those are super good. You know, more credits and tracks of destiny to level up traces. These you're also definitely going to want to hold on to until you get to a late game, so that you can actually use them to level up like high level traces. And so you're missing out on a lot if you don't do this on a weekly basis. Now for the Herda bonds here, literally every single YouTuber has gone over this, but I'll go over it myself. If you go to Herda store, you know, you can buy these star rail passes, but again, most YouTubers say this. I would not recommend this. You should not do this. You can actually get 3 free 5-star light codes here, and you know, you don't have to get all 3. But if you get one that you think is really good, you can also get this superimposer, which can level up, you know, or not level up, it can superimpose or quote unquote refine, if you're a Genshin player, these light cones. And so this passive here, I don't know what it scales up to, but you know, if you get that superimposition, it would go from 12% to like 15%. That's just my guess. And so they added enough of these in the shop so that you can max superimpose all of these light cones. So anyways, that was 5 things that you should do with Honkai Star Rail. I feel like these are 5 things that, while not all of them may be important and essential to this game, I would still recommend doing these since most of them are not time consuming, and the ones that are worth. And so if you want to see more, then like and subscribe. Goodbye.